On my kicker tonight, a keen historian with a good sense of political tragedy would be watching so gleefully the animated scramble for the position of running mate, a scramble that has consumed the two main political formations, Raila Odinga's Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya Coalition Party, and William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza Alliance. The events that include elaborate selection panels and advisory boards makes for some real good free entertainment for realistic historians of presidential politics. This is because there's something provenly futile about the office of Vice President or Deputy President, as Kenyans renamed it in the 2010 Constitution. You see, the culture of running mate and the office of Vice President was founded in the United States of America nearly 3 centuries ago. And throughout that long history, the office and its successive occupants have consistently faced what would be called a relevance challenge. The Americans founded the office more as a backup for continuity in times of unfortunate passing of the president. And that is why they talk of a vice president being just a heartbeat away from the office of the president. The morbid yet very true interpretation of this is that the vice president becomes relevant when the heart of the president stops beating. And I spoke of futility because even by the American example, this has many times proved to be a futile wait. Out of the 46 presidents, only 9 have risen to become presidents midterm due to either the death or resignation of the president. One of them became president when the president died of food poisoning. That's quite unlikely these days. And out of the 48 vice presidents in American history, only 5 have risen to become president through elections, something that trashes the notion that the vice presidency can necessarily be a stepping stone to the presidency. Now let me come back home to the ongoing scramble for the new animal called running mate, and of course, subsequently, the office of the deputy president. This scramble, some historians may say, is misplaced. The 11th Deputy President of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, is just about to complete his term in the same manner most of his predecessors did. He replaced Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka in 2013, Musyoka having served as Mwai Kibaki's Vice President of 5 years. In terms of political fortunes, Kalonzo got 0 value for holding the position of Vice President for 5 years, and even having after coming in as the late Kibaki's political savior in the disputed 2007 election. His was the typical fate of vice presidents, doomed to irrelevance and condemned to obscurity. Then there was Ankomudi Awori, the caretaker vice president appointed by Kibaki upon the death of Vice President Michael Wamalwa Kijana. Ankomudi disappeared into the political swamp of Busia, defeated in his own constituency in the 2007 elections. Michael Wamalwa Kijana's story was unfortunately cut short by death only 8 months into office. We never know how it would have played out for him. Under the second president, Daniel Arap Moi, Musalia Mudavadi served for an inconsequential 3 months and suffered the indignity of a sitting vice president having to support a younger, less experienced presidential candidate in Uhuru Kenyatta. Then there was the late Vice President George Saitoti, an accomplished academician dismissed as a mere friend by President Moi at the height of the succession politics in 2002. Saitoti was fired and replaced with Musalia Mudavadi 3 months to the election. Mwai Kibaki, who became the 3rd president, had to take the long route to State House. He served as vice president for 10 years, but was unceremoniously demoted to health minister before he quit to try his luck through the opposition. His former boss, Daniel Arap Moi, is the only vice president who rose to the office upon the death of the president, that is through the heartbeat route. His 2 predecessors as vice president, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and Joseph Murumbi, ended up with ruined personal lives after being kicked out of office. So, For those scrambling for running mate, an interaction with the history and reality of that office, the office of vice president or deputy president, could be very humbling indeed. It is not a bed of roses, and it's not even by any stretch a stepping stone to the presidency. It is many things, including a proverbial political purgatory where the occupants wait for their noon. Others are less kind in their description of the office of vice president or deputy president. Most agree it is the curse of the ambitious and maybe, just maybe, a reward of the patient. That is my kicker.